The Trump 2025 Agenda, a dangerous blueprint for authoritarianism and regression. The policies and rhetoric defining the Trump administration's 2025 agenda represent not just a political shift, but a systemic assault on democratic norms, human rights, and global stability. Framed as a return to America First, the administration's actions, rooted in the far-right Project 2025 playbook, prioritize power consolidation, exclusionary nationalism, and the dismantling of institutions that safeguard equity and accountability. Below is a critical examination of its most alarming initiatives. 1. Immigration, weaponizing cruelty as policy. The administration's draconian immigration measures, including mass deportations, DNA collection from detainees, and deputizing local police as immigration enforcers, are less about security and more about stoking xenophobic fear. By redefining birthright citizenship and reviving the Remain in Mexico policy, Trump undermines constitutional principles and international refugee protections. These actions echo authoritarian regimes that criminalize marginalized groups under the guise of national security. The humanitarian toll, families torn apart, asylum seekers stranded in danger, is dismissed as collateral damage in a politically calculated culture war. 2. Climate sabotage for fossil fuel profits. Trump's energy agenda isn't just regressive, it's catastrophically short-sighted. Withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, gutting renewable energy incentives, and fast-tracking Arctic drilling during a climate emergency prioritize corporate profits over planetary survival. The administration's energy dominance rhetoric masks a reckless disregard for science, leaving the U.S. isolated as global temperatures soar. By revoking EV subsidies and destabilizing biofuel markets, Trump sabotages economic transitions already underway, betraying both workers and future generations. 3. Gutting governance. The deep state purge. The reinstatement of Schedule F, which reclassifies tens of thousands of federal employees as political appointees, is a blatant power grab. It enables the administration to purge career civil servants, scientists, economists, public health experts, and replace them with loyalists, eroding institutional knowledge and independence. Combined with hiring freezes and the elimination of DI programs, this creates a government tailored to ideological obedience, not competence. The result? A hollowed-out bureaucracy incapable of addressing crises, from pandemics to environmental disasters. 4. Gender and reproductive rights. A war on autonomy. The administration's attacks on LGBTQ+ and reproductive rights are rooted in Christian nationalist ideology, not public interest. Banning transgender individuals from military service, enforcing binary gender definitions on federal documents, and revoking approval of mifepristone are steps toward codifying discrimination. Leveraging the archaic Comstock Act to criminalize abortion medication access reveals a broader agenda, stripping bodily autonomy and imposing a patriarchal moral order. These policies disproportionately harm marginalized communities, emboldening state surveillance of healthcare. 5. Isolationism, undermining global cooperation. Trump's foreign policy, withdrawing from the WHO, slashing aid, and threatening allies with tariffs, is a recipe for global instability. By abandoning multilateral frameworks, the U.S. cedes influence to rivals like China and Russia, weakening responses to pandemics, climate change, and armed conflicts. Trade wars risk supply chain chaos, hurting U.S. industries and consumers alike. This America alone approach isn't pragmatic. It's a narcissistic rejection of diplomacy in favor of volatile brinkmanship. 6. Economic chaos. Short-term wins, long-term collapse. The administration's erratic economic policies, sudden tariff threats, freezing federal grants, and subsidizing fossil fuels create volatility that stifles innovation. Industries like renewable energy and bioplastics face uncertainty, while corporate lobbyists dictate tax breaks. The pause on federal funding jeopardizes everything from food assistance to medical research, harming vulnerable populations to score ideological points. This isn't fiscal conservatism. It's economic sabotage that prioritizes partisan wins over public welfare. Conclusion: democracy in peril. The Trump 2025 agenda is not merely conservative, it's authoritarian. By concentrating power, vilifying dissent, and dismantling safeguards, the administration echoes historical regimes that eroded democracy from within. Project 2025's vision of a post-constitutional America, where executive authority overrules checks and balances, threatens to normalize autocracy. While supporters frame this as a revolution, critics recognize it as a reactionary backlash against progress, equality, and truth itself. The stakes transcend partisan politics. This is a fight for the soul of governance. Without urgent resistance, legal, electoral, and civic, the damage could become irreversible, leaving future generations to grapple with the ruins of democracy, a scorched planet, and a nation defined by exclusion and fear.